Sun's coming up. It reminds me of the Hudsucker Proxy. Well, it's nippy. It's nippy. Nippy, folks. Reminds me of the Hudsucker Proxy, that movie. A lot of traffic today. That I hadn't watched movies in a long time. I sometimes do. I haven't taken a phone call, or I'm coming up on a year now of doing this 24 hours a day, and I hadn't taken a phone call or watched TV in that time at all. But in the Hudsucker Proxy, that old black man, well, doorbell bongs, 1959, whatever. It's like a wise old black guy that runs the clock in the building. If you haven't seen that movie, the Hudsucker Proxy, it's pretty cool. And I realized it reminded me of a lot of stuff, and when I lived in LA and all that happened, that was kind of cool, kind of weird stuff, you know. But I basically, when I first moved to Los Angeles, it's looking very grapes of wrath around here. I was crashing in my car and, you know, saving up money to buy recording gear, and got in a few bands, like a kind of famous local band and stuff, but still, it doesn't make, you know, just because one thing you learn in the industry is just because you're famous doesn't mean you're rich. And I was like very locally famous. I mean, that applies to a lot of people. But anyway, one of the first jobs that I got, I was crashing in my car, and I got with this service, and had recently become kind of a clean-cut kid with a clean driver's license, no criminal record, and I'd recently become clean-cut, the part of it anyway. And the Hudsucker Proxy reminded me of this. I know two guys that were in it pretty well. They're both dead now. And the old sun's coming up again, going round and round the world. But it's real cold out here. So I got with the security company, and you know, I was, like I said, right off the bat, they hired me, and I had some martial arts training and stuff. Probably didn't matter, you know, I put that on there. But I was like their number one guy. There were like 4,000 security guys. You know, it's kind of a shit job, but better than digging ditches, which I had done too. And so the first job, I was crashing in my car. I broke up with the band. Clara Bow was that band's name. Around the time of like Poison and Motley Crue and stuff. I became the guitar player in Clara Bow, Mick's band. I think Mick's dead too. And anyway, so my first gig they gave me, I would call in and check every day for a couple of weeks till they got it all lined out or whatever. The first gig that they gave me, I was assigned to, I think it was on the Fox lot. I was assigned to Gary Shandling, the old Gary Shandling show. And I showed up there, and I literally changed in. I'd kind of been in and out of my car and been in that band and stuff, but I was parked outside the Fox lot. I got parking, and I changed into my uniform in the car, you know. And so I went in, and I was assigned personally to Gary. There had been a couple of guards shot and killed at Universal the day before, so everybody got scared because of just weirdness, you know. And so I was assigned to Gary Shandling, which, by the way, the guard that was with Johnny Carson, I think he was with him for the entire run. I don't even know who that is. Might have to shoot him, boys. Look out. But anyway, I was backstage, and I was with Gary for a few months, his kind of personal bodyguard during that weird time when there was some shootings and stuff. And anyway, letting people into his dressing room and stuff, and or not. And so I was backstage, and this guy, I should probably pull up the movie and show you these guys. One guy, I don't know how many minutes, it's boring. I try to put some kind of story in my vlogs, even though they're probably not of any interest. But, so I was standing backstage, and this guy come walking up to me, and he tapped me on the shoulder, kind of a funky, just short kind of little guy, and he said, "If you knew anything about me at all, you'd know I never eat red meat," And I wasn't an actor. I was just a cowboy, coming from a whole other world and been there like a year or so, And I was just like, "Oh, yeah, okay," And then he kind of broke out and he goes, "Oh, I'm an actor on the show. I'm an actor on the show. You've seen my face in dozens of movies. I'm a bit player, character actor, whatever you want to call it. My name's Roy Brocksmith." And so I became friends with Roy, and over the weeks, he invited me to. This place is just a bustling metropolis today. He found out a little bit about me, and then after the show, he was walking to his car, and I met tons of people like Rob Reiner. I got to know very little bit on that show, but he was trying to get in the stage door, and one time, Rob Reiner, and he stopped. They're all respectful. Even the huge stars have to be respectful of the guards, because you never know, the guard may not know you. But Rob Reiner came. I'll get back to the first story in a second. But Rob Reiner came walking up, and he was already getting there. But I grew up with All in the Family, Everybody did in that era. And he came walking up the stage door, and he kind of stopped, and he goes, "Do you know who I am? Is it all right if you go?" He wasn't being arrogant. He's like, "Do you know who I am at all, or should I go get a pass or what?" And I said, I looked at him and I go, "Yeah, I know who you are." And that was the first day. I wasn't but the next time he came up, I went like something, as he walked by the next day, and he goes, "Oh, you remember me, how are you?" Like that. And I go, "Meathead, I'd remember you anywhere," or something. They called him Meathead, Archie Bunker, Meathead on the All in the Family. But anyway, so to get back to my digression there, so to get back to the original story, I was, after the first Gary Shandling show where I did security for Gary, I was getting dressed back into my street clothes in the car, because if you're a guard, the more time you have in that uniform, more chance you're going to have trouble, get shot, or have to beat somebody, who knows, something could happen. So you're getting paid to present what they call the sentry effect, which is if there's a guy there in a uniform, people are, even in stores they do it. The guards really don't do anything. They're just there for visibility. So anyway, I was getting changed in my uniform, and it was like 10, 11, 12 at night, and Roy came walking down the street, and he saw me, and it was obvious I was living in my car. I wanted the Lexicon LX P5, and I was saving it, and had bought it, and I didn't want to pay rent, and I was young, and, able to do that sort of thing. But he saw me in my car, and he tapped on the window, and he goes, "Oh, no, this will not do." He gave me his card and everything. I became pretty good friends with Roy over the years, and this one may turn out too long and totally boring. Already 10 minutes in. But anyway, over the years, he kept in touch with me for many years. I think he died in '04 maybe. But I had a long-running, nice friendship with him. And he I guess I'll only talk about Roy in this one. Maybe Ernie, I don't know. But he had this group of actors, and I played guitar in a play at his house. He did like a home theater thing. It was totally excellent. And they do like period pieces and dress up. It's a whole experience. I thought, oh, how hokey is this? But when I went there, it was excellent. They do like they were doing like an Old West thing, and everybody was in costume and character, and they're professional actors, you know. And the whole place is made to be like the Old West. Finally, I was a guitar player sitting in the bar, you know. Roy Brocksmith, he's in tons of movies, Bill and Ted's, and some Twilight Zones, and all kinds of movies. But he had this group of character actors, and he always was saying it wasn't his vote of competence. Like, it was and it wasn't. But as soon as he found out my situation, I got to know him better and better. Nice man. And he had a group of character actors that dominated the business. You've seen these faces. He said, you've seen us all, you know us, but you don't know our names. And we dominate this business. There were like probably 20 or 30 of them. And they got all the work. I mean, I recognize faces all the time, people I know from Roy. They do that a lot with character actors, put them in movies. Because if you see recognizable faces, you kind of go, hey, I kind of know that guy, you know. And it makes the movie seem more legitimate. So, anyway, he always told me, he'd say, kid, this will work out good for you. I want you to be an actor in our group. I can guarantee I'll get you work. It will make your entire Hollywood experience amazing. And 50 years from now, you'll talk about all the movies you've been in because of me, friend. And I was kind of always, I didn't want to be an actor anyway, but I realized now it was a mistake, you know. So I should have done it, you know. I should have done it. And he... what was the deal on that? It just seemed kind of, he always wanted to be, no, he said, kid, it'll work out good for you because you're not leading man material. You're very average looking, and that's okay. That's a selling point. Just get any photograph taken. I've got a Polaroid. I'll give it to my manager. He'll be in movies, I swear. You're perfect average guy material. You know, perfect average guy. But for years he hounded me. He was kind of worried about me or something. He didn't know. Even when I had a successful studio, I'd get calls, Roy Brocksmith on the line, and we'd talk sometimes for hours, you know. And a smart man, really Hollywood history in a way. And let me see if I was going to do Ernie. Maybe I'll do that in part 2, Ernie. The tailor in the Hudsucker Proxy, and these guys have been in town. They're old school Hollywood guys. It's cold out there. I'm starting to shiver. The tailor. What? Door ain't closing. The tailor in the Hudsucker Proxy is a guy who I was actually making a movie with and kind of about. And I'm responsible kinda for Ernie's death. It's a long story, and it was an accident, and he was old, and it was how twisted things get. I'll talk about Ernie at some other time, but no, I didn't kill him or anything, but I had he caught a virus from me that did result in his death eventually, or it played a part in it, you know, Ernie. And let me see if I can find this in here. Oh, come on. There it is. I'll see if I can show you Roy. Alright. Okay. Oh, there he is. Hold on. Let's see. There's Tim Robbins. Here's the guy I was talking about. The old black guy. Just that narration kills me. Well, is 1958. Come on. Talk about your budget vlog production here, huh?
That's right. New York. It's 1958. Anyway, for a few more minutes it is. Come midnight, it's gonna be 1959.
I just like that. It's a good movie, the Hudsucker Proxy. Let me see if I can find Roy here. He's right. He's all over it. Oh, there he is. Come on. You think I could have edited some stuff together, you know? There he is. That's not him. The guy talking.
In after-tax profits, and our stock is split twice in the past year. In short, we're loaded.
So that's Roy Brocksmith, the guy talking. He's in tons of movies. He was my friend, and a really nice guy. Oh, and he was excited because he got to work with and meet Paul Newman in this movie. That's right. And I'd known him like probably 10 years when this was shot. Come on, Hud, jump, baby. This movie is hilarious, by the way. At 11:13 p.m., HUD merged with the infinite. See, he's going to jump out. He's going to jump out the window. And here comes the new guy, the patsy. Right as one goes out, the other one comes in. I like the way he goes like this. Get away, look out. Anyway, the guy talking was Roy Brocksmith. He was a good friend of mine for years and years. And I didn't even realize or remember they were in this movie. But so is Ernie. He plays the Italian tailor. And the whole plot sort of depends. And I got to know Ernie. And like I said, I was making a movie about him. He was a friend of mine and stuff. And all those tapes, there's Paul Newman, were lost. And I'm sort of responsible for Ernie's death in an offhand way, and he caught a virus from me. It was a weird deal. But anyway, what else on that? I guess that's pretty much it. Oh, I'd forgotten that they're both actually two friends of mine are in this movie. Roy Brocksmith and Ernie. I think his last name's Cesaro or Cesaro or something.
God, why? Why did you do it? Everything was going so well.
What am I, head shrinker? Maybe the man was unhappy.
He didn't look unhappy.
He didn't look rich.
Waring Hudsucker was never an easy man to figure out. He built this company with his bare hands.
That's Roy.
Every step he took was a step up. Except, of course, this last one.
Sure, he was a swell fellow. But when the president, chairman of the board, and owner of 87% of the company's stock drops 44 floors.
45, counting the mezzanine.
Then the company, too, has a problem. Stilson.
Oh, here's
What
Roy again.
exactly is the disposition of Waring
Yeah.
stock?
Well, as you know, Hud left no will and had no family. The company bylaws are quite clear in that event. His entire portfolio will be converted into common stock and will be sold over the counter as of the first of the fiscal year following his demise.
Meaning?
Well, meaning simply that Waring stock and control of the company will be made available to the public January 1st.
Anyway, that guy talking, that's Roy Brocksmith. He was a good friend of mine, a cool guy. And you've seen him in tons and tons of movies that go way, way back. But I don't know why I got on this subject at all, to tell you the truth. Except the movie. And Ernie the tailor in the movie. I knew him well and been to his house a lot, and we're friends and stuff. And he died while I was making kind of a movie about him. So there you go. Vlog out. If you're late, they dock ya. Turn in a bad report, they dock ya.
1 month.
The Tim Robbins scene is hilarious. They dock ya. Make a shitty vlog, they dock ya.